And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas from Mars. We're going to continue with this and with the show 22 franchise rebuild here with the Miami Marlins. And JJ Bleaday is going to be making his major league debut here today after the trade deadline episode. Now, that episode came out a while ago, almost 2 weeks ago at this point, I think, just because of the long break in between the last couple of episodes that we've had on this channel. So if you don't really remember that episode, then that's totally okay. But basically what we did at the trade deadline was we traded Brian De La Cruz to get Bobby Bradley. We'll see him as well in this game. And that meant that it opened up a spot in our outfield for us to call up JJ Bleaday. We also traded for a catching prospect in Corey Lee. I'm just trying to remember his name there, but you see the Marlins get 2 runs here immediately in the first inning in this game. But JJ Bleaday here is going to be making his first plate appearance of his major league career, and it's a pop-up on the first pitch that he sees, and it's over to the catcher here for the Cincinnati Reds, who makes the catch. The Marlins right now about, I think 4 or 5 games, about 500, if I remember correctly. Right now, you know, sitting behind the Mets. And I think they're a little bit ahead of the Braves in the division right now at the moment. But there's Bobby Bradley up here. His first plate appearance in a Marlins uniform is just a flyout over to left field for the final. Tommy Pham was there to make that play. So nothing. Well, 2 runs for the Marlins in that inning off of a home run by by Jesus Sanchez. So we go to the bottom of the third, and here's JJ Bleaday up for the second at-bat of the game, and that one is not going to be a hit either. That one is caught as well by Tommy Pham to end the third inning, but still the score at 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the fourth now, and here is Bobby Bradley. The pitcher here for Marlins in this game has been pitching pretty well, but here's the second at-bat for Bradley in this game as the 0-2 from Molly. And a swing and a drive out to deep left field. That one's back, and it is gone. Bobby Bradley, his second at-bat here with the Marlins, is his first home run here in Miami. A no-doubt shot to left field by Bobby Bradley, and that is the thing about him. He's got insane power potential. Those are definitely his best attributes in this game, and man, he crushed that baseball. A pitch that got way too much of the plate by Tyler Mahle, and man, I mean, Bobby Bradley knew it right away. 401 feet to left field, and man, how about that, into the bushes out there. Congratulations to Bobby Bradley, his first home run as a part of the Miami Marlins. And then immediately after that, there's a base hit into right field, just beyond the reach of the glove of the diving first baseman, and JJ Bleaday. There is his first major league hit in his third at bat of his career, and they're gonna save that baseball as well. So both of these new players here on this lineup making impacts in this ball game. But man, what a swing here by Bleaday, just getting underneath the reach of that first baseman. A good swing there as well, but man, a huge moment for JJ Bleaday. So now here's Bobby Bradley up again, and Bradley is going to send a drive out to center field. This one's deep. The center fielder's at the wall, and that ball is gone. Another home run from Bobby Bradley. 2 in a row here in his last 2 at-bats. And it's now 6-0 Marlins. And Bobby Bradley, how about a debut here with his new ball club? A 4 RBI, 2 home run night. And this one a lot shorter than the last one. No, not a no-doubt shot. Just gets over the wall in right center field, but and left center field. No, it was right center field. Never mind. But man, what a swing by Bradley. And then there's a ball that is going to drop into left field for another single. So JJ Bleaday gets his second hit of the game and his second hit of his career. So now it's back to Bobby Bradley again. And Bradley is going to notch another hit in his belt here today, as that's a ground ball right back up the middle. His third of the night. Now Brian Anderson up with 2 on. Nobody out there is a fastball that is basically right down the middle, and certainly not a pitch you're going to be looking at with 2 strikes. Now Miguel Rojas is up here, and Rojas is going to ground it right to the second baseman, and that is a tailor-made double play to end the 8th inning. But, I mean, the pitching in this game by the Marlins has been unbelievable. I mean, the Reds do have 8 hits, but they have no runs on the scoreboard yet, and it looks like the Marlins will be on their way to a victory here in this ballgame. As we're going to go to the top of the 9th, and Zach Pop is pitching right now, so we're going to try to finish off the game with him here. Donovan Solano begins the 9th inning for Cincinnati. There's a line drive, and it's right to Brian Anderson at second base, who does make that play to get the first out of the inning. And now there's 2 down here in this game, and it's down to Mike Moustakas, the last chance for Cincinnati. As Pop comes in for the first pitch here of this at-bat, and it's a ground ball right over to Bobby Bradley. Quite fitting that he is the guy that gets to make the final out in this ball game unassisted. That's going to end the night, and it's a 6-0 win for the Marlins, and certainly had some success with our players that we played a lot with in this game right here. As JJ Bleaday had a couple of hits, his first two major league hits, and I mean, an even better night for Bobby Bradley, who notched 2 home runs, 4 RBIs total, 3 hits in total in this ball game, and man, he had quite the night. You know, that's the thing about Bobby Bradley. You know, we'll see what he does with the average. I don't really expect him to be an average guy in the major leagues, but certainly that power potential is there, and you know, he's only 25 years old with speed potential, so he's hopefully a guy that we can build around in this franchise. And again, 3 for 4, 2 home runs and 4 RBIs for him tonight. As nothing by the Cincinnati offense in terms of run production. And 8 hits is quite a lot, but no runs for them offensively. And yeah, Bobby with his 4 RBIs, but a 2 for 4 day as well from JJ Bleaday. So a very successful night for these players that we were focusing on in this bowl game. A home run by Sanchez as well in this one, and Sixto Sanchez here had 7 innings of scoreless baseball in this game. 8 hits allowed, but no runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and then Zach Pop finished the shutout off with 2 scoreless innings as well. So I go back into the calendar here, and the Marlins are actually now 11 games above 500 here at 60-49, and they're facing a really bad team here in the Cincinnati Reds, so let's see if they can win this series here from them. As we sim the second game, and they do drop this one. Unfortunately, the offense was not there for Miami in this game. We got a RBI from India and Moustakas in this one. Roy Soler got the only RBI in this game for Miami. Only 5 hits in total in this game. And it doesn't look like, well, JJ Bleaday played in this one. He was 1 for 4, but Bobby Bradley did not. Was an off day, rest day for him, I guess. And, I mean, the pitching, Luzardo didn't pitch all that terribly. I mean, 6 innings and only 1 earned run allowed, but that was enough for him to get handed a loss in this one. So now we go to this next game here on the 3rd, and the Marlins dropped that one as well. So that's not a series that you want to be losing against a team like that. Cincinnati only 42-67, and unfortunately they drop 2 out of 3 in that series. And I mean, the offense again only 5 hits for back-to-back days now, as the offense just wasn't there. And Bobby Bradley and JJ Bleaday had a hit, but Bobby Bradley went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. So now we move into another series here against the Chicago Cubs. A critical situation with the Marlins down by a run here late, so we're not going to go into this one, though. We're going to assimilate to the end of this game, and the Cubs win this one here. And so the Marlins are now have lost 3 in a row and 4 out of their last 5 games. And Chicago was, just a 500 baseball team basically this season. And Garrett Cooper didn't sustain a very serious injury there, but they dropped this one as well. Another 1-4 loss, and again, the third time in the last 4 games that the offense only managed one single run. So the offense here has been pretty cold as of late, and then now we got another late game situation. Dylan Floro is closing this one out, or at least trying to. He's got Jonathan VR on second. We are going to hop into this one here, though. The finale of this series, the Marlins are going to try to end a 4-game skid that they're on right now. At the moment, and Ian Happ, is at bat right now. As there's a ground ball to second base, and that is going to be the second out of this 9th inning, and now 26 total for the Marlins. Just need one more. Patrick Wisdom coming on for the Chicago Cubs here, down to their final out in this game. He does have an RBI in this one. Final strike here, and here comes the 2-2 from Floro. It's a ground ball line drive, and that is going to drop and land in to left field for extra bases, it looks like. Anderson having some trouble with it there in the corner, and that is going to tie the game at 5. So Patrick Wisdom with a huge double here down the line, and man, that is a big-time blow. I mean, last strike for the Cubs, and they come back there and they tie the game up. And man, I mean, Dylan Floro has been a really good closer all year, as Wilson Contreras is up here, and he's going to ground it over to Jazz Chisholm at second base, and Jazz Chisholm will take care of it. So this game is going to go to extra innings, and unfortunately Dylan Floro blew this save here late in this game, unfortunately, and we're going to have to go on to extra innings. 5-5 tie both teams with 12 hits now in this one, so I mean, perfectly even right there in this one, as here's Jazz Chisholm up, and Jazz Chisholm takes a look at a fastball by Keegan Thompson that is right there for strike 3. There's Jorge Soler, 2 for 3 in this game, and Soler's going to ground it over all the way, beating the shift, and this might be extra bases for Soler. It will be, as that almost gets to the wall, and it's going to be a 2-out double. Only possible because of the shift, and, I mean, yeah, without the shift there, that would have been a ground ball to first base. Brian Anderson is going to find the gap here into right field for extra bases. Jorge Soler is going to score, and Brian Anderson puts Miami back on top here in the 10th inning. It is 6-5. So an RBI double here, back-to-back doubles with 2 outs, have put the Marlins back out in front. As here, J.J. Bleaday, 0 for 4 in this game so far, and that one is not going to drop. Oh, man, what a play by Ian Happ in left field. A diving stop, and that saves a run from scoring and a hit. Unbelievable play right there, and Keegan Thompson certainly fired up because of that. Unbelievable.
Your attention, please.
So we go to the bottom of the 10th, and here's Anthony Bender now to try and save this game, basically. 22 innings so far for him in a 2.42 ERA. He's been very good out of the bullpen. Frank Schwindel is going to drop one here into right field, though. And you don't want to be too confident, as that ball is not going to go very far in the outfield, but it's going to be an extra base knock. A double here to lead off the inning from Frank Schwindel. So there's the tying run. Seiya Suzuki up here, and there's a grounder over to Jazz Chisholm at second base, and that will end, or that'll get the first out of the inning, but the tying run is now moved up 90 feet. Here's Jason Hayward. 3-2 to him is a slider that is just barely inside. I mean, that caught the strike zone. That definitely could have been called a strike. So now runners on the corners, and the thing here now you're trying to get is a double play. Certainly, as here's Brennan Davis coming on out as a pinch runner in this spot. There's Anderson Simmons, who's going to lay down a bunt, and this bunt is going to work. They're not going to have any other play except to go to Bobby Bradley at first base, and that was a perfect sacrifice squeeze play right there, put on by the Cubs to tie the game. I mean, seriously, the only play that you have there is go to first base, so there's another blown chance to get this game wrapped up, as that's a grounder right bound in front of the plate. Jacob Stallings makes the play, but we're going to have to continue another inning, at least in this bowl game, as a good job of situational hitting by the Chicago Cubs have tied it at 6. So here's Bobby Bradley, who has been really good in this game. A home run, a single, 3 RBIs. He's 6 for 13, I think that said, so far this season. And he's going to find the outfield here and drop it in for a base hit. So, man, Bobby Bradley, how about his hot struts since we have acquired him from the Guardians? He's been really hot. As there's a ground ball, and that is going to get through again. John Birdie getting a base hit here into left field, and so 2 on, nobody out. Jacob Stallings up, and Stallings is going to ground it over to short. They get 1 out there, and Jacob Stallings is so slow that is a pretty easy double play, and that is not really what you wanted right there if you're Miami. Now Joey Wendell, can he come through here with 2 outs? Fly ball, good swing timing, but is right to the center fielder on a line, and Brennan Davis makes the play to end the inning. Man, and Keegan Thompson escaping a couple of big-time jams in these extra innings, although we did get a run in the last inning, but now Tanner Scott, it's going to be his job to shut the door in this 11th to bring us to a 12th. He's been very, very good in 27 innings so far this season out of the bullpen with that 1.67 ERA. And there's a ball outside. 1-0 here, and Ian Happ is up. And Ian Happ, of course, had that monster extra base hit there in the 9th inning to tie the game at 5, as that's a sinker fouled away to make the count 1-2. Here's Tanner Scott leaning in again for a 1-2 pitch now. It is a swing and a miss on a four-seamer there inside. Great pitch by Tanner Scott to get the second out of the inning. And Ian Happ way late on this fastball here, as you can see. And it was in a perfect spot as well. Nothing really to be done with that pitch. 2 on, 2 out for Swindell. And there's a fly ball over to center field. And Jesus Sanchez is there to easily make the catch and end the 11th inning. So, man, we are going to continue moving along in this game. We're going to the 12th inning now. 6-6 tie. 16 hits for the Marlins, 14 for Chicago. As here's David Robertson coming out of the bullpen for the Cubs in this 12th inning. 28 innings so far in a ERA right around 3, so he's done pretty well for himself this season. As here's Jazz Chisholm, 2 for 5 in this season, or in this game so far, as there's a swing and a miss. 2-2 count now. That ball is way high, a slider that misses the plate. Full count now. And that cutter is going to miss outside for ball 4. So there's the go-ahead run now on base for Jorge Soler, who has a home run in this game. He's got 27 on the season. 3 for 4 in this game in total overall. There's a cutter, though. That is a strike 3 called. And, man, that is unfortunately got to swing at that if you're Jorge Soler. Certainly kicking herself right there. And that is going to be the second out of the inning. Now Brian Anderson up. 3-2 to him. Ground ball, but it's right to the shortstop. And they're going to go the short way to second base to end the inning. So, man, a chance there with the man on for Miami to get the run back, but they do not. Brandon Davis is up here. 2-1 to him. He is outside, and a sinker to move the count to 3-1. Anderson Simmons sitting on deck. Full count pitch now to Brendan Davis. And it is ball 4, just outside, I guess. That looked like a strike to me. As now there's a man on. There's the winning run for Anderson Simmons. 1 for 4 in the game tonight. Comes a 1-0 pitch to him. Simmons drives it deep to center field. Sanchez moves for a little bit. He's not chasing it anymore. That ball is gone. And Anderson Simmons has walked it off for Chicago. A walk-off winner and an 8-6 victory for the Cubs. They sweep the Miami Marlins in this 3-game series. And, I mean, man, they had to come back a couple of times. They were down by a run in the 9th inning. They came back in that deficit. They were down by 1 in the 11th. They came back as well in that opportunity, and then they walk it off here in the 12th to take this game from the Marlins, and right from the jaws of defeat, basically, they took this game. Man, disappointing way for this series to end for the Marlins here, as both teams, I mean, near the same hit totals. The Marlins had 16 in total for hits. The Cubs had 15 in total. Man, loss goes to Tanner Scott. David Robertson gets the win, but the Cubs sweep the Marlins, and a 6-8 final score. So, man, that's just unfortunate. He had a couple of chances to win this game if you're Miami, but it just wasn't meant to be. Jonathan Villar gets the player of the game for a 3-for-6 game tonight, and, I mean, J.J. Bleaday went 0 for 5. He's only batting 160 now through his first few games, but Bobby Bradley had another excellent game. 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs in this one, and a home run. Roy Soler also had a home run. And Sixto Sanchez pitched another pretty good game here. 6 innings, 7 hits, but no runs allowed. Only 1 strikeout. Only 2 in total in the whole game for Miami. But Anthony Bass struggled out of the bullpen in this one. Tone Flora blew the save. Anthony Bender gave up a run, and Tanner Scott gave up that walk-off. So the bullpen kind of gave it up there in the late stages in that game. We go back to the calendar, and finally this losing streak is going to be over here as Miami gets this win over Philadelphia, who has really struggled this season. And I mean, in real life, you know, in the game, we're in 2022 still in this sim. They were made it to the World Series, so just not doing well in the game this season for some reason. But J.J. Bleaday went 0 for 4 here. Bobby Bradley went 1 for 4. So, you know, we got a couple of RBIs there, but a 6-4 win for Miami, and Jesus Luzardo, it didn't pitch very well, but the losing streak there is over, and the Marlins are going to win this one as well, 4-1. So back to their winning ways after a 5-game losing streak. They're back to winning here. They've won a couple of games in a row now, and going to finish off this series against Philadelphia, and they complete the sweep here against the Phillies. So that's good. I mean, they lose the series in Cincinnati, they get swept themselves, and then they return the favor a little bit. So they're 3.5 games behind the Mets right now, and a half game ahead of the Atlanta Braves at 63-54. But we're actually going to go down to the minor leagues here for a minute and focus on a player that we acquired at the trade deadline. The other guy that we acquired is Corey Lee. And catcher here can play first, third, and a couple of outfield spots. He's got +7 in power versus lefties, which is really good. +2 in most of everything else. But this is a guy that, you know, we'll have. He's going to be one of our pieces to build around in our farm system now. Certainly, definitely see him. I think he's going to be called up at the September call-ups, and probably is going to get a spot on the Major League roster next season. He is hitting pretty decently well right now in AAA, so, you know, he'll probably be in the starting roster come next year. But here is his numbers here, batting .261 on the season overall with 11 home runs, 33 RBIs, and OPS sitting at .744. As here's Aaron Sledgers on the mound against Corey Lee here, and that was good swing timing, but it was a ground ball over to shortstop for an out. So that'll be the end of the top of the first inning. And we're not focusing on him here, but Max Meyer is pitching in this game. I want to give you an update about what his stats look like. And, man, in 89 innings so far, 15 starts this season. That ERA under 3, the whip at 1.31. He has been very good here in AAA. He started the season in AA, moving up to AAA, and he's been performing very well down here as well. So that's good to see. As here's 2 down in the third inning for Lee, and that's a fly ball. It's hit pretty well, but it is going to be right to basically that left fielder there for Durham. So his second at bat doesn't go well. They're 0 for 2 now. But here comes an 0-1 from Sledgers. In his third at bat, that one's going to be driven into the gap, and that one's going to get down, and it's going to get past the center fielder, who actually, it goes underneath his glove. That's going to score a run, and all the way to third base, and he is going to be safe. Corey Lee with a triple into the gap in center field. It's his first of the season, apparently. But man, Corey Lee, I mean, you don't get to see many catchers getting a triple like that, but, you know, definitely the center fielder took a little bit of a bad route to the baseball. But Corey Lee has himself an RBI triple here. And these are not his first games in this farm system. He did, you know, play a few games beforehand, but that is that's his first triple of his season here in AAA, so that's pretty impressive there. As here is Noel Gonzalez. I don't know how to pronounce that name exactly, but he crushes this ball deep to right field, and it's actually gone! Wow, it bounces off of the very top of the wall and goes over for a home run. Noel Gonzalez with his 8th of the season, and Jacksonville takes a 2-0 lead here in this. I think we're in the 5th inning right now, and actually a 4-1 lead in the top of the 5th inning. As man, look at this swing here by Gonzalez, and that ball only 358 on the distance, and it bounces off of the very top of that wall and goes over. That was a very interesting home run right there. But there's an RBI here, and then a 3-run home run by LeBlanc makes it an 8-1 game. And how about that? All of a sudden, definitely a different ball game right now. 8-1. The Jumbo Shrimp are really on top of the Bulls, and that ball was crushed by Corey Lee, but it does not go anywhere. It's, you know, at the wall, at the winning track. That's caught for and out. But Corey Lee 1 for 4. That triple he had earlier is 5th at bat of the game. And there's a perfect swing timing. And there's a ball driven into the gap. And that one is going to bounce off the wall. 1 run is going to score. Here comes in a second one to score. And they're not going to throw it over to home plate. A 2 RBI double for Corey Lee. His 15th of the year. And that ball was absolutely crushed. I mean, perfect swing timing there. And, I mean, an absolute missile into the outfield. How about that? 2 more RBIs for Corey Lee. And now here's Noel Gonzalez. Had that home run, of course, last time up. And an 0-2 to him is a ground ball over to shortstop. And I'm not really sure why Corey Lee dove right there. But either way, that's going to be the end of the top of the 8th inning. But it certainly looks like the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp are on their way to their 48th win of the season. This AAA team isn't really doing that well overall, but you know, it really doesn't matter too much how the team is doing. I just care about how the players that we're focusing on are doing, and you know, our 2 pitchers that are down here are doing well, and Corey Lee is doing well as well. He had a very good game in this one here in our player lock. A double, a triple, and 3 RBIs in this one. A 10-1 or 10-2 victory for the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp in this one. They really crushed it in this ball game. And as you get a look at the swings right there from Corey Lee and his couple of big-time knocks, and as well as the home run by Gonzalez there into right field, and then the final swing of the game. 12 hits and 10 runs. The Jumbo Shrimp really won this game, and they won it well. And Max Meyer had a great game as well on the mound tonight. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, no walks, and 2 earned runs given up, and gets the win, his 4th of the year. So he had definitely a good game, and of course Corey Lee had a good game as well. He's had a .263 average overall this season, 2 for 5, 3 RBIs, his first triple of his season here, 15 double of the year, and he is up to 36 ribbies now on the season. So that'll do it for me, everybody, here in this episode. A little bit of a shorter one, but wanted to focus on the players that we got at that trade deadline. And so next time, in the next episode, we will be focusing on a series between the San Diego Padres, who will be playing next time, because they're right neck and neck on us in the wild card races. You'll see next episode. So that'll be the episode next time for you. But again, I thank you for the wait between franchise episodes here in this franchise. We had a long wait, but I thank you for sticking with it. And I just hope that everybody's having a great day. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified when I'm posting new videos here as well. And I hope everybody's having a great time. You've been listening to Lucas from Mars. And God bless.